viewers, thank you for watching this. Here we are in Elder Scrolls Online with a character I've not long created. A male character for a change. I created him for the Blackreach DLC, which of course is set in this part of Skyrim, Western Skyrim. And another area of Skyrim is going to be unlocked fairly soon, the Markarth DLC. I'm not quite sure. That should be about here, I suppose. Hereabouts, thereabouts. Gosh. Given this is Craglorn, they haven't left much room for southern or oh, this is Western Skyrim, so you know that can only be Southern Skyrim. But then Southern Skyrim should be here, so who knows? It might just be called the Rift. But then, oddly enough, the Riften is over here. This is the Rift. So I don't know how that works geographically in terms of, you know, Skyrim as you might remember it from the game Skyrim. But certainly they made a fairly good job of this, of recreating the look of the game Skyrim in Elder Scrolls Online. But here I'm going to look at a house I've bought. Yeah, I've been doing some work on it, been doing some building. Stillwater's Retreat. If you've got this house also, what have you done with it? It's effectively a Dwemer ruin, a cave, and a frozen lake. So the interior is a Dwemer ruin. But there's also Dwemer ruins under the ice. And a very pretty ice cave with a bit of Dwemer ruins. So I haven't done much furnishing in here, just the bare minimum. Because I'm saving most of my furnishing slots for outside, as will become apparent when we get there. Oh, look you, isn't it? Frozen lake. What would you do with a frozen lake? Put a boat on it for when the ice does melt. You know, you can use a boat to paddle around. But my premise here is the Dwemer or Clockwork City style flying ship. Only I haven't quite got around to the flying bit. So at the moment it's just a ship. A big bronze ship. And here's Blackbeard, the captain. Only he's not. He's differently named, but he might as well be Blackbeard, given his beard, and it's kind of black. So in the style of a 17th century galleon, small warship, probably perfectly suited to pirates, kind of small enough to be shallow draft and get into coastal waters. A capacity for 14 guns, only there aren't any guns in the Elder Scrolls, so it has to be ballistas. Got one or two phony ballistas here. I think I've only got 8 so far. I could put more on the upper deck, possibly. Could put another 4 here. In fact, I could put another 2 here. So I could bring it up to 20 if I wanted. But I don't want to. It's a small ship, I don't want to overcrowd it with weaponry. I imagine most people build houses here. It's a normal thing to do. I don't tend to like the way they've built or created ships in Elder Scrolls Online. They tend to be very top heavy and unseaworthy really. Whereas this is based on a Dutch design, 17th century Dutch design. Not many examples still exist. They're for various films, usually pirate films. They've reconstructed things with various degrees of accuracy. But for an authentic look at a 17th century ship, probably the Swedish Vasa, which has a whole museum built around it. A genuine 17th century warship, which has been fully restored and is now housed in a museum of its own in Stockholm, Sweden. So this kind of copies the shape. It was a Dutch design, sort of 1620s or thereabouts. With the lovely curves, I like that. The curves of the ships of the time. After that, it became a bit boxy. But for me, this is much nicer shape. So it has 2 decks really. Gun deck. There would be a deck below that, the hold or orlop deck. I haven't created access to that. Well, mind you, can't really because it's a frozen lake bed. So going forward to the bows of the ship, foremast, using an elsewhere tall lamp post. And this is the beakhead, so called because it's a bit like a beak, really, and usually has heads all over it. This figurehead. And there should be cat heads there, not because they're cat's heads, but because they were usually carved like a lion's head. And there's a post that stuck out the side, and the anchors were usually hung from it. But also the beakhead, it gives its name to the toilets of the day. The crew toilets were in the heads, in the bows of the ship. Whereas the officers, particularly the captain, had his own toilets in the stern of the ship. In the stern galleries, to be precise. This is the stern gallery. And this this would be the captain's cabin. I've still got to partition off the interior. Put a wall here so the captain has some privacy. Maybe other officers' quarters here also. And small cubicles or tiny rooms. I want this to be a flying ship, so rather than sails, I was thinking of propellers, gigantic propellers, or rotor blades. They're like a colossal helicopter. Get over there. Or maybe it's too high. Too high! Yeah. This guy's got all the makings of a pirate captain. Ahar! So here's the ice cave. That's where I put my booty, my treasure. Let it sink into the ice. Of course, this isn't always frozen. In the summertime, this probably thaws out. Go for a nice swim. But anyway, a big bronze ship in Elder Scrolls Online. That's Stillwater's my player house. As it is so far. I might make another video when it's complete, fully furnished, when I've used all the build slots. How many have I used apparently? Oh, it's 420 out of 700. So I've still got a bit of furnishing to do, or that's possible. So thank you for viewing. Hope you found it interesting, possibly even enjoyable, inspiring. Ta-ta for now. Cheerio. Bye bye. Till next time.